Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have home games again, a home game, sorry, against Derby County, followed by an away game against Sheffield Wednesday. As you can see by the league table to your right, we're currently sat in 4th place after the opening 3 games, and we've not been doing too badly overall. We got a good 1-0 win in the last episode, of course, against Queen's Park Rangers. We then beat Middlesbrough by 3 goals to 1. Now, Middlesbrough are also one of the favourites for a playoff place, so I was quite pleased with that result overall. We did rotate between all the matches. We've rotated quite a bit, trying to get a feel of where we stand with the quality of the side, and we're gradually getting there to find the strongest lineup that we have. We had an away game against Reading. We were 3-1 up in that game and conceded 2 late goals, unfortunately, and it finished 3 apiece. We then played Cardiff in the Carabao Cup second round. They are in our league, of course, Cardiff, and we managed a 6-1 thrashing of them as well. Levesque with a brilliant header going in off the post, Ling with 2 fantastic finishes, and Herworth probably with the goal of the match, hitting a curling effort from 25 yards. So we go into these 2 games hopeful of getting good results again. Like I say, we have been playing quite well so far, and if we can continue in that manner, I'd like to think that we will be in a position where we can do quite well. We have Mourinho in goal with Branthwaite, Levesque, Eisner and Silva at the back, Doyle, Azak Kesgin and Muller in the midfield 3 with Illing and Isaacson maybe starting for the first time on that right hand side, and Abaya is going to start up front. Abaya, by the way, has been absolutely outstanding so far, really impressed with him. Campaz looks set to leave the club. We are trying to sell Isaacson as well. I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to play Polidoro, I think, today. And Illing can go on that wide right hand side. And here we go. Let's hopefully get another good result under our belts. The fact that we're unbeaten at the start of the season is very, very good. Samir Bullerud, it was a bit of a strange one. Don't think you'll get this much in real life, but Real Madrid came in with an offer for him, and he came to me and said, despite Real Madrid's bid, I think I prefer a move to Everton. So, bit confused by that one. He didn't want. We've not had any bids at all from Everton, so we were quite happy to reject the offer from Real Madrid. And hopefully, like I say, we can carry on with this positive start. And like I say, Bullerud is currently injured anyway, so he is missing out at the moment. But we've got a good strong setup today. Roger Silva getting a first start for the club at right back as well. So with the Cardiff game having been in midweek, we have had to rotate a little bit. Branthwaite with a throw into Tommy Doyle. That's a lovely pass into the penalty area, but it's cleared away. Levesque will pick it up quite easily and finds Branthwaite wide left. Looking over the top for Polidoro, who couldn't quite get onto it. And Derby just knocking it about here a little bit too comfortably. Boytink holding on to the possession and finds Jemson looking over the top. Wilson couldn't win it. Muller into Azak Kesgin. That's a great ball into Abaya, and Abaya strike over the crossbar. He has scored a few goals already. Abaya, he's looked really good up front for us. And one of the games he played out wide right and scored as well. So he's certainly got an eye for goal at the moment, but that was a very poor finish. Bit of a concern, we haven't had a shot on target as of yet in the opening 25 minutes. We have been doing very well going forward in recent matches, but for the first time here, we do look to be struggling. Evans just holding on to the ball a little bit too long for Derby, and now Abaya into Illing, who by the way has also had a fantastic start to the season. Plays it over the top for Branthwaite, has support arriving at the edge of the penalty area, and there is Illing with the strike, and Evans with a comfortable save. Fortunately for them, it was straight at him. As the ball is delivered forward, Silva very comfortably winning it in the air. Illing looking over the top, and Polidoro picks it up now. Polidoro into the penalty area, finds Abaya, and he's hit the post, and it's cleared away. And Boytink picks it up. Silva does really well to shepherd him out of play, though. And it remains 0-0, but all of a sudden we are starting to wake up a little bit midway through this first half. Here's Muller into Illing again. Now Abaya. A little bit of time and space to run. Azak Kesgin's strike. Evans palming it over the crossbar. And again, still remaining 0-0, but we are starting to grow into this game a little bit more. Tommy Doyle with a delivery from a corner toward the near post. It's cleared away. Illing couldn't get onto it, and Wilson manages to clear. Tomador with another corner, swings it in, headed away, and Muller picks it up. Into Azak Kesgin, now Eisner. I held on to it a little bit too long really, but it's ended up working out very well, and Illing has hit the post again. Is it going to be one of those days here? Very unfortunate not to be in front. We've hit the woodwork twice now. Having majority of possession is really good as well. Evans with another fantastic save. Tommy Doyle with a free kick from quite a way out, I might add, but that was a very good piece of goalkeeping again. And from the resulting corner, we swing it in to the near post, and it's headed away by Edmondson. Muller picks it up and finds Doyle again. Can we get another delivery into the box? No, we can't. And McKenna and Jemson manage to clear. I think, to be quite honest, yes, it's early days, but the fact that we're dominating games in terms of possession for the most part, we're creating a lot of chances. More often than not, if we keep playing like this, we will win games. The fact that we're struggling to get a goal today is a bit of a concern, but to be quite honest, so far I've got nothing bad to say about the performance. We haven't conceded in an attempt on our own goal as of yet, and we seem to be in the ascendancy at the moment. Abaya has struggled up front today. Strelic, I think, is going to come on up front just to give us that little bit more experience in there. And I think I might also bring Aronson on. Illing, unfortunately, is struggling. Let's see what I can do here. I mean, Isaacson and Campaz are both leaving the club potentially, so I don't really want to bring them on. Why they've been selected for the bench, I'm not sure. We haven't got the defensive options that I'd like either, unfortunately. I think we'll bring Collenberg on and take Eisner off. He is on a yellow card. Switch them two round. Roger Silver is 6'4", of course, and Branthwaite is also on a yellow card, but we'll have to leave that one be for now. While Strelic is on, I think what I'll do, I'll push a buyer back to the wide right position, bring Strelic on up front, and see if his physicality can help us get a goal here. Like I say, I mean, if Derby manage to get a point from this game without having a single attempt at goal, it will be remarkable. Tommy Doyle here with a free kick. Big opportunity now, and he's smashed it, and it's gone again just wide. He did a similar free kick in the last game and actually hit the woodwork, but again, really struggling to get that finishing in play. I'm going to make another couple of changes, I think. Starting to get a little bit unsure as to how to go about things. Aronson is going to come on. We'll switch him and Jan Muller around. And like I say, it's a bit of a tight one, really. I'm not really sure why it's not quite gone in our favour so far. There is still time, of course, 20 minutes to go. And like I say, Derby still no attempt at all on our goal, but it remains 0-0 despite our total domination in this match. And I mean, what can I say to the lads? I mean, we've just not been able to get a goal. Their goalkeeper must be in the form of his life at the moment. Evans with a kick forward. Cantwell picks it up, but it's well intercepted by Strelic, and now Polidoro has the chance to play it through. Couldn't quite find the pass. And now Branthwaite looking over the top. It's a poor pass, and Stegeman clears to Moskvin. Edmondson and Stegeman again. Levesque wins the header. Cantwell picks it up. Boiting into Chin. Plays it out, and Kesgin wins the header, but Moskvin picks it up. This is concerning. We can't seem to keep the ball here, and Wilson could be in behind. Are Derby going to get an opportunity here? No, it's cleared away. Muller smashes it forward. Strelic has managed to beat Stegeman to the ball. Is this our chance? It's square. Abaya, that is a tame effort from Abaya. We should be scoring that. This is definitely points dropped. I can't believe we haven't scored in this game. Cantwell with a delivery from a corner, surely not now. Marinia with a very comfortable claim. Can we get a breakaway here? Here's Roger Silva. Just holding on to it. Brendan Aronson into Collenberg. Abaya just about picks it up. That's a very poor pass from him again. Very loose with everything today, Abaya. Here's McKenna. And now Jeffers. Holding on to it nicely here, Derby. It's a bit of a concern. Leves, that is such a vital interception from the French centre-back. Here's Silva into Collenborg. Now Aronson looks over the top and Strelic could be in here. He squared it to Polidoro and Polidoro has scored. That is so calm and collected from Strelic there to play it into Polidoro. We've got the goal that we've deserved in this game. It's been coming for all the match. I mean, Derby finally had a shot. It wasn't on target, fortunately, but I mean, those match stats have given us just a 1-0 win. The fact that we've converted one of those 12 shots on target is a bit of a concern, but Strelic with such a vital assist there, and Polidoro with his first goal for the club, that was a big, big goal. And we continue our good start to the season. 3 wins and a draw. Like I say, disappointing to let that win slip against Reading. But overall, there's nothing I can complain about there, apart from the fact we didn't convert more of our chances. But solid, solid performance. We've actually got 2 weeks between this game and the Sheffield Wednesday game. An international break is involved. And the transfer window, by the way, isn't actually shut for us at the moment. There's still a couple of days left in that. We might still do a bit of business, we might not. If Isaacson and Campaz do both leave, Campaz is looking like a definite one to leave for around £15 million. Then we may look into doing some business, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. As you can see there, window closes in 2 days' time, and fingers crossed, like I say, if we can get the business done that we want to, we may be able to bring someone else in, but we'll have to wait and see. So if you bear with me, I'll get through these couple of weeks off camera, and then we'll come back for that away game against a Sheffield Wednesday side that are down in 17th place. So they have had a poor start themselves, but saying that, so did Reading, and they really came back into it against us. So we'll see how we get on, and I will see you all shortly. If we can just go through this. And unfortunately, it does take a lot of time to get through the transfer part, because obviously it's quite in depth with all the leagues loaded and all the players loaded, should I say. So it will take a bit of time, but hopefully we can get sorted, and I will see you for the Sheffield Wednesday game. Well, here we go, guys, for part 2 of the episode. I was going to show you the Sheffield Wednesday game, but we've just completed the transfer window, and we have a little bit of news to deliver. As you can see, biggest spenders are ourselves, £173 million spent altogether. We have received more than that, so we've certainly been very active overall. 18 players in, 37 players out. I don't know if that includes some of the players that came in at the end of last season, but obviously we've already been through the majority of that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to have a quick roundup, and we can have a look and see what other transfer business has gone through since just before the Derby game as well as just after. We're still waiting on Campaz to leave the club. He's on his way to Al Nassr for £15 million. I'm not entirely sure how long that's going to take, but it should be done and dusted very soon. So that is a guaranteed £15 million into the bank. We actually signed 2 players on deadline day. We couldn't find a striker, which was a little bit unfortunate. But Francisco Jesus Navarro has come in from Manchester United for £25 million. He's a Spanish under-21 international. He can play in the defensive midfield role and normal central midfield role. With Campaz leaving the club, I felt that we were a little bit short in that position. He's 6'4" as well, so largely he is going to be that defensive midfielder, I think. His passing's not great, but as you can see, his physicals are quite good, and overall his decision making's excellent, his bravery's excellent, and determination is great, as well as his positioning and a phenomenal work rate as well. I felt like he would be the key man in that defensive midfield role. He can play all across midfield as well as at centre back, I might add as well. He's certainly capable, and as you can see, his valuation's actually gone up despite dropping down from the Premier League. £25 million to get him in. Really good piece of business overall, I feel, for him. And like I say, we couldn't find a striker, but we have found a young winger. Again, Spanish, 20 years of age. He's he had a release clause of £6 million, so we've paid the 6 million. He's worth there or thereabouts that anyway. He's only classed as a prospect at the moment, but the reason I brought him in is he's an okay finisher considering he's a winger. Yes, his passing ability is not great, but he'll run at defenders. He's decent crossing ability. He is only 20. He will improve. He's got good pace as well. He's not particularly strong, but if he can beat his man for pace, he should do quite well. And it's quite rare to find a good work rate on a winger, in my opinion. The fact that his work rate is good, with plenty of flair and determination to his game as well, I think he will develop into a really good winger. Um, and he can play left and right hand side. He's either footed as well, which I thought was a real big bonus for him. So we brought him in as that extra option, and it also frees up the wingers that we currently have at the club to potentially play up front. In terms of outgoings, I did mention that Nardoni had left the club. We've had two of the younger players go out on loan. Nardoni left for £4 million to Atletico Pamplona, which I believe is Osasuna, if I remember correctly. And Samir Boularud, he was a very key player to the squad, but he was injured, unfortunately, for the start of the season. He actually had a relegation release clause active, which I wasn't aware of. Bayern Munich came in, paid the 47.5 million, sorry, and he left the club for quite a large fee, which obviously we've spent £31 million of that, but we've still made £15 million profit, and we've got a winger and a midfielder out of it. So overall, really happy with the transfer business. We've completely rebuilt this squad. There's one or two players left over still, but we have done some fantastic work, I think, to be able to get the players in that we have done. Yes, a striker would have been perfect for us if we could have brought one in, but all the strikers I found were also wingers, which isn't a problem, but as good as their finishing ability was, and the fact that they were quick, their work rate wasn't particularly good. And then I found ones that work rate was great, but they weren't good finishers. So I just couldn't quite find that perfect striker that I wanted. We have got the options there, and there's goals throughout the side already, as we've seen. I mean, Samuel Illing has had a really good start to the season. Again, he's not the best finisher, but he's full of pace, so he has certainly proven useful to us so far. Strelic has done really well. He has got a bit of an all-round game to him, and obviously Polidoro can also play up there. We know how good he can be up front and out wide from his time at Dundee United. So we've certainly got the options in there. Like I say, Miguel Prieto coming in as an option for either wing, which will free up those other players to come through the side. Um, I'm not like I say, I'm not entirely sure when Campas is going to leave, but that's another 15 million in the bank, like I say. So again, really, really have done well overall in terms of our net spend. And I think, in all honesty, we may have, yeah, we have. We've actually run a profit despite all of the business that we've done. We have run a very good profit. I mean, at this stage here, this was in the June before the new season ticked over. We'd made what about £150 million there, maybe there or thereabouts. And in terms of players coming in, we'd spent 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 million of that maybe. So I think overall we've done extremely well. We've brought in a lot of good young talent, a lot of determined young characters as well. So they'll all be eager to work hard, and fingers crossed we can have a good season. So what I'm going to do is, I think Southampton's going to be quite a big game, to be fair. I'll probably get through Sheffield Wednesday, Coventry, Fulham and Stockport off camera. We'll probably come back for Southampton at home because I think that that will be a very big game for us. And then we'll have Huddersfield away at the start of October as well. And then we'll be reset, ready for the monthly outlook, depending on how many games we end up with in each part. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for all your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time, and there definitely will be two matches in the next episode. This is Big Will, signing away.